A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Whoa, okay, hang on. I'm Mike. Who are you, sad person?
Hi, I'm Chickling.
Yeah, okay, and more importantly, you're sad, Chicken.
Yeah, I am sad.
What's going on? What's with the tears? Oh, here, do you want my hanky?
Yeah, sure, thank you.
Have it clean, don't worry.
You know, I was gonna get coffee this morning, but then when I got to the shop, and I always go to that shop to get my favorite coffee, but it was closed, so I didn't get coffee this morning.
Oh my gosh, wow, you seem really, you sure you're okay? You seem really broken up about that, really sad, really down, really blue, really depressed.
Yeah, I am, but well, I'll try to calm down, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll go find you a coffee. I know another shop
near
here. It's pretty good.
That would be great.
Yeah, okay. But you know, this kind of thing does happen. Maybe not just because your favorite coffee shop is closed, or maybe it happens and it happens a lot, and for days you can feel sad, like your favorite coffee shop just burned down and will never come back. But there are different reasons for us to be sad, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what about you? What kind of things make you sad or unhappy?
I think one of the things, and I think many people might share this, you know, in the winter when it's like gray and raining day after day after day, that can kind of make you sad, right? Just the weather can make you sad, and not seeing the sun. And of course, good things and bad things happen in our lives. And if we feel like more bad things are happening than good things, that can also make us sad. But for some people, it's not because of the weather or because of what's going on. They just feel sad all the time because, you know, they're sick inside their mind, or, you know, they have some problems there. So there's different reasons for being sad, but we all feel it sometimes. So for today and tomorrow, we're going to be reading about depression, sadness, and what you can do to help yourself and others. Like buy them a coffee.
Let's talk about depression. Warm-up question. What kinds of things make you unhappy?
According to the World Health Organization, over 264 million people are affected by depression. How much do you know about depression? There are some common myths that people believe. Let's take a look. Myth 1. Depression is just like being sad. It's not a big deal. False. Though depression often makes people feel sad, it's not the same. Depression changes the body and mind. People with depression need help from professionals. Myth 2. Depression is not common. False. The number above shows this is not true. Up to 10% of people in the world might need help for depression.
Word power. Affect. Affect. Donnie's mean words affected Polly, and she didn't sleep well for a week. Donnie's mean words affected Polly, and she didn't sleep well for a week. Common. Common. This butterfly is common during the summer, but it's hard to find at other times. This butterfly is common during the summer, but it's hard to find at other times. False. False. Why did you say something false about my brother? Don't tell lies about him. Why did you say something false about my brother? Don't tell lies about him. Number. That's the wrong number for my address. It should be 6, not 9. That's the wrong number for my address. It should be 6, not 9.
认识字汇
According to. Depression. Myth. Professional.
All right, so yeah, we're talking about sadness, or when it kind of becomes a problem that you might see a doctor for, we call this very serious sadness depression. And here's something that we're going to learn about depression that might shock you. According to the World Health Organization, over 264 million people are affected by depression.
That's a lot.
Around the world. That's like 10 times the number of people in Taiwan
Yeah, well, I'm not really good at math, but
affected by depression. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
所以 according to 就是根据、按照的意思。所以根据世界卫生组织呢，我们这边意思就是一整句前面就是讲这样子。那另外我们在句子中也看到了被动语态的用法。Now we will take a look at our magic box.
Magic box
Hello, I'm Rainy Young 杨丞琳。哇，我刚得知原来我的歌这么受欢迎，这么受大家喜爱啊 ！The lyrics were translated into many languages。当然也是因为我在世界各地的粉丝们对我的爱戴，还这么用心的为我翻译成不同的语言呢，让原本的中文歌词也能让更多不会说中文的朋友们感受到我歌词里所要传达的感动喽。Also, I'm so happy that my songs are sung by people around the world. 真的是谢谢各位 ，I love you guys. 等一下，还没有谢幕啊，各位！刚刚好像感谢像要下台一鞠躬一样，但是还没啦。刚刚呢，我不断用了被动式的用法，不晓得眼尖耳尖的同学们有没有发现啊？感动之余，还是要来讲一下今天的文法喽。被动语态，简单来说啊，就是在指句子中的主词被怎么样的意思啦。重点是动词的部分，记得要用be verb 加上 PP 过去分词哦。所以我一开始说的 The lyrics were translated into many languages。我的主词呢是 the lyrics。歌词，那歌词呢？它当然不会主动自己去翻译，当然是有人去操作的，它是被翻译出来的。所以呢，当然这边要用被动的语态哦。翻译这个动词，记得变成 be verb 加上 PP。Were translated. The lyrics were translated into many languages. 歌词呢被翻译成数种语言哦。刚刚呢是歌词被翻译，如果呢我们看回它的主动语态，意思啊就是说有人去翻译这个歌词嘛。主动的写法呢其实就会是 People translated the lyrics into many languages. 可以看出主词这时候呢就会变成执行动作的人哦。所以呢是主动的时候，因此呢句中的动词就不需要用被动式啦。那当然，我刚刚也说了，我很开心我的歌被世界各地的人唱主持呢为我的歌 My songs， 记得变化后面被动语态被唱着 are sung。I'm so happy that my songs are sung by people around the world。被动语态的用法，大家赶快学起来喽。
So there you go, 264 million people around the world at different times, during the year, not all the time, some more, some less, but 264 million people are affected by depression. That's a lot of people to be affected by this problem. And let's find out more about that word.
我们来看一下 affect 这个单字 affect 是动词，它是影响的意思，或者是指身体上的伤害。那么提醒一下大家，看到 effect E-F-F-E-C-T， 不要跟 affect 搞混咯。通常呢，都当成影响的意思的时候 ，effect 通常是当名词 ，affect 是当动词哦。那我们再来看一下 affection 这个名词，它也可以当影响或者是喜爱的意思。所以我们可以说 to show an affection for someone or to have an affection for someone， 就是对什么什么东西喜爱。那我们可以造一个例句，你可以说 He has a deep affection for his uncle， 代表他很喜欢他的叔叔。那我们看一下课文的例句 Johnny's mean words affected Polly, and she didn't sleep well for a week。代表 Donnie 一番刻薄的话影响了 Polly， 以至于他整个星期都睡得不好。
So we can use that word also to talk about any disease, right? A lot of people were affected by COVID-19 this year as well. But we're not talking about coronavirus or COVID-19 here. We're talking about great sadness or depression.
Yeah, 就是忧郁症。所以我们再回到课文，根据世界卫生组织的统计呢，有2.64亿人受到忧郁症的影响。哇，2.64亿 ，That's so many people.
It is a whole lot of people. But of course, this is something that doesn't get in the news a lot, like COVID-19.
Yeah.
So here's a really good question. How much do you know about depression? You might know it's, feeling sad all the time. How much do you really know?
Yeah, 所以你对忧郁症的了解有多少呢？
And it could be that some of the things that you think you know are not actually good facts. So let's look at some of the good facts and some of the things that may not be so true. It says there are some common myths that people believe. Let's take a look.
Alright， 大家我们来看一下 common 这一个形容词，它是常见的或者是经常发生的意思。所以我们会看到的字有 common knowledge， 代表众所皆知的事情或者是常识。那么如果你在讲两个人之间的共同之处呢，我们可以说 common ground。We can make a sentence with it. They don't like each other because they have no common ground. 那么或者用另外一个片语来说也可以 to have something in common， 就是两个人之间有很多共同之处。我们可以造一个句子说 We have a lot in common， 我们有好多地方很像哦。那我们看一下课文例句 This butterfly is common during the summer, but it's hard to find at other times。 这种蝴蝶呢在夏天时很常见，但是在其他时节是很难找到的。所以 myth, right? We're talking about this word. Actually, it sounds like pronunciation of Chinese, right? 迷思 and myth, right? So it's a really good way for you guys to memorize the word.
Good point.
所以 myth 就是错误观点。那文章接下来会带我们看一下常见的一些迷思哦。
All right, so let's look at the first myth, or actually incorrect facts. Here we're not really talking about like Greek myths. We're talking about things that we think are true. So let's look at the first one. Depression is just like being sad. It's not a big deal. Okay, well, yeah, some people might say, oh, you look depressed, and they might say the same thing, oh, you look sad. They think it's kind of the same. You had a bad day, you spilled coffee on your favorite pants, and you're sad. It's not a big deal. It's not a big problem. You'll feel better tomorrow. Just get over it.
Okay, 所以 a big deal 就是至关重要的事物，代表没什么啦，没有什么大事情，不用太在意什么的。好，所以第一个迷思就是忧郁症跟难过一样，不是什么重要的事。Is that right?
Well, no, that is not right. Being depressed is not like being a little sad. So the article says, false, wrong, incorrect. False. It says, though depression often makes people feel sad, it's not the same.
OK, 所以是错的。虽然忧郁症常常让人家低落，但其实忧郁症并不是一般我们指的难过，两个是不一样的哦。那我们刚刚看到 false 这个单字，我们现在来看一下。所以 false 它是形容词，是不真实的、错的，所以这个迷思一是错的哦。那么 false 它也有假的意思，譬如说假牙齿 false teeth 像是 dentures， 另外我们也会讲 denture 那个字也是假牙，那你也可以说 false teeth， 或者是呢 false eyelashes 假睫毛，我们都可以用 false 这个字当成假的意思。那它的相反就是 true， 所以我们常常做题目就会看到 true or false， 哪一个是错的，哪一个是对的，所以很好记吧。那我们再看一下课文例句。Why did you say something false about my brother? Don't tell lies about him. 为什么你讲了些关于我哥哥的不实言论呢？你不要造谣哦。
So this is false, really false. Being sad and being depressed are not the same. I would say being sad is like being out on a windy day.
Yeah.
Being depressed is like being in the middle of a typhoon.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger, a lot more powerful, and a lot more serious. As we read, we learn depression changes the body and mind. So it's not something that just goes away after a few hours or after you have a good night of sleep. No, it changes the body and the mind. And we also read, people with depression need help from professionals. If my friend is sad, I can buy her a cup of coffee and maybe a piece of cheesecake if she's really sad. But if she's depressed, I can't help as much as a professional. Here we probably mean a doctor, right?
Yeah, 就是专业人员。所以忧郁症会改变我们的身心哦。所以受忧郁症所苦的人是需要专业人员来帮忙，是跟伤心不一样的。Sometimes we don't even feel like eating when we're sad. But when you're depressed, maybe you don't feel like doing anything.
You don't feel like getting out of bed or washing or going to work.
You don't want to take a shower.
Anything. That's right. And you might also think that, being sad is something that, lots of people will feel, but being depressed is only for a very few people. I don't know anyone like that. Well, let's look at myth 2. It says depression is not common. This is the myth. This is what people believe, but we're going to find out if this is true or not, and I'm going to bet it's probably not.
Okay, 所以迷思2就是忧郁症不常见。
All right, so depression is not common, or in other ways of saying, depression is rare. Only a few people have it. Well, false. That's what the article says. Untrue, not correct, false. The number above shows this is not true. Remember that 263 million number? Yeah, that's a lot of people. So it is not true. Depression is much more common, much more, out there. It affects more people than you might guess.
所以我们刚刚看到文章一开始就讲到数量，有多达 2.64 亿的人，这么多耶，所以忧郁症是很常见的，所以这个迷思是错的。那我们来看一下 number 这一个字。好 ，number 是个名词，这边是数字的意思。那我们来看几个片语哦，很相似，但是意思不一样，用法也不一样的片语。我们先看第一个 ，a number of。这个代表一些。那如果当你用的这个片语呢，我们动词要用复数。那么如果我们把 A 改掉变成 the number of， 它就代表什么什么东西的数量。那我们的动词就要用单数。那如果今天呢把 A 跟 the 都拿掉变成 numbers of， 代表很多，我们的动词就要使用复数。那我们用这3个片语造3个句子。我们先看第一个 ，The restaurant received a number of complaints due to bad service， 代表说，这个餐厅收到很多，有一些，因为 a number of 代表 some 就是一些，所以有一些抱怨，因为他们的服务不好。那我们看第二个 ，The number of students in my class is 28， 这边指的是什么的数量，所以代表我们班的学生呢有28个。那最后一个呢 ，numbers of 代表很多，我们可以造 numbers of people went to his concert。代表有好多人去了他的演唱会。那我们再回到课文例句 ，That's the wrong number for my address. It should be 6, not 9. 那不是我地址中正确的数字，应该是6，不是9。
So, the numbers are much bigger than you might expect. We already saw that 264 million people number. Here's another number that shows you how common depression can be. Up to 10% of people in the world might need help for depression. Maybe that's through their whole lives, but 1 out of 10. Think of 10 people that you know, and at least one of those people might need help. Not just a cup of coffee and a piece of cake, but help from a doctor, maybe taking medicine, and it might be bothering them for many years of their lives, right? So it could be it is a much bigger number than we expect, and it could be people you know.
Right. So 这边我们看到一个片语 up to something 是一个片语，代表数量或水准可以达到什么地步。所以世界上多达10% 的人都可能需要忧郁症的帮助哦。That's a lot of people. I actually have a lot of friends who are suffering from depression.
Right. I mean, we should also add that it could affect you too. It's not just people you know. It could affect you too. So it is a very serious problem.
How, and we tend to ignore it sometimes.
That is true. Everyone tells, cheer up. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. Don't feel sad. But
Please don't say that.
sometimes you can't help it. Absolutely. We're going to be learning a lot more about this in tomorrow's article. But for now, I think it's time for us to do a quick review.
Yay!
All right, she's happy now. Good, good.
Review time.
Okay, so let's quickly go over our words. Maybe I'll say them and you can give the Chinese version. Affect.
影响
Common.
常见的
False.
不对，错的
Right, and number.
数字
There you go. So, 4 fairly simple words, but do you remember how to spell them? Do you remember? Oh, now she's depressed again because I'm going to ask her to spell one of these words, but don't be too depressed because I'm going to pick the easy ones for you. You can pick the hard ones for me. All right, here we go. The first one is one that you should probably know how to spell, and that word is number.
Number. N-U-M.
Burr.
Burr. B-E-R.
There we go. Fantastic.
Yay.
It's one of those great words where you can hear all the letters when you say the word. Okay, do you have one for me?
That's affect.
Oh, I knew you were going to pick that one. Okay, affect, not effect. Affect, because there's two words and they're very similar. We were talking about how it affects people, right? Okay, that would be the A-F-F-E-C-T.
Yay, bingo.
It's the verb. The noun would be E-F-F, but we're not talking about that. Okay, here's another one. This is fairly easy.
Fairly easy.
False.
False, okay.
False.
所以有个 F 的声音，所以是 F. A. L.
Yes.
S-E.
You got it. Yeah, if I said it more quickly, it might sound false. It's hard to hear the L there, but you got it. You got it. Okay, one more. My turn.
And the last one is...
Last one.
That starts with the letter, I don't know, common.
Okay, it's a common letter, it's a common word, and it's spelled C-O-M-M-O-N.
Yay!
The only trick there is remembering there's 2 M's in the middle.
Good job, yay!
All right, there you go, guys. Those are the words. Mix them up, spell them with your friends, have a good time. Try not to be sad because we're going to be back tomorrow with more about, well, sad things. Let's talk about depression tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go get my coffee. Bye!
Yay, yay!
Let's talk about depression. Warm-up question. What kinds of things make you unhappy?
According to the World Health Organization, over 264 million people are affected by depression. How much do you know about depression? There are some common myths that people believe. Let's take a look. Myth 1. Depression is just like being sad. It's not a big deal. False. Though depression often makes people feel sad, it's not the same. Depression changes the body and mind. People with depression need help from professionals. Myth 2. Depression is not common. False. The number above shows this is not true. Up to 10% of people in the world might need help for depression.
Word power.
affect, affect. Donnie's mean words affected Polly, and she didn't sleep well for a week. Donnie's mean words affected Polly, and she didn't sleep well for a week. Common, common. This butterfly is common during the summer, but it's hard to find at other times. This butterfly is common during the summer, but it's hard to find at other times. False, false. Why did you say something false about my brother? Don't tell lies about him. Why did you say something false about my brother? Don't tell lies about him. Number, number. That's the wrong number for my address. It should be 6, not 9. That's the wrong number for my address. It should be 6, not 9.
认识字汇
According to, depression, myth, professional.